This will be my last commentary of the year, so what should I do?
I got it.
A few moments later.
Nope, screw this shit. I'm out. Where's the window?
Screw this!
Yeah, no.
What do you want, Telly?
Why are you laxist?
The better question is, why did you nearly jump out a window?
Mr. Enter's 100th episode.
Say no more. Though for saving your life, you owe me a co-op.
Fine. You want to cover this video too?
Did I imply I wanted to do it on something else?
No.
Then cue the opening!
Now before we dive in, let me address a few things. 1. I am aware he is an overdone topic in this community. 2. I am aware he will likely not listen to what we have to say given his opinion of response videos. And 3. I am aware that there is a certain someone who will likely make a commentary on this because they will defend this man to the death. But you know what? I don't care! This video is awful and we're going to explain why as we go through the commentary. Plus, this review has a bunch of problems that a lot of people haven't pointed out. Also, much like my other commentaries, the two of us will be skipping the parts the two of us want to cover, so a link to the original video is included in the description if you wish to see the skip portions. Also, I want to give off a spoiler alert for anyone interested in the Drawn Together movie, since he spoils the whole thing in this review. I also want to state that we are not doing this because we are fans of this show/movie. I didn't like the original show, and I didn't like the movie either, and I'm sure my partner agrees with that. Now that we got that out of the way, let's begin.
Well, I've met someone too. I've met a man who loves me for me. A man who's willing to cheat on his wife because he's a closeted homosexual who thinks I'm a man. A man who refers to my vagina as a manhole.
She is talking about Barney Rubble, and I'd like to give this movie a solemn fuck you right out of the gate. You know, the whole thing about the Flintstones being the first primetime animated show on television, and without it, The Simpsons wouldn't exist, Family Guy would not exist, and South Park wouldn't exist, and without any of those, Drawn Together wouldn't exist. But if you want to call your grandfather gay, go right ahead.
What? How does making a joke about Barney from the Flintstones equal calling the show's grandfather gay? Seriously, you don't explain this.
What also bugs me about this review is that Mr. Enter tends to take a joke super seriously. Sure, without the Flintstones, Family Guy, The Simpsons, etc. wouldn't exist. But no need to assume the offense is a middle finger to the source material. It's portrayed as a joke for a reason. No need to go overboard. Sensitivity is strong these days.
Clara's dead.
Clara? She's
Dead.
This scene is totally useless if you watch the whole movie. In fact, because this scene is here, it gets rid of almost all of the suspense within the movie. Because of the scene, we know who is going to live and who is going to die for the most part. And in a story where the characters are actually in danger, that is the last thing you want. To upcoming writers, prologues are useless. Almost 100% of the time, any kind of prologue is pointless. In fact, you are more likely to get a book published if you do not include a prologue.
Here's the thing. Prologues do serve their purpose in certain kinds of stories, like fantasy. It sets the ball rolling for the entire story, and also saves us, and the reader, an exposition dump later on. But yes, prologues are problematic to write. If only there was a way to make good prologues.
A blessing from the heavens! And now we're going to be skipping again, because he does make a decent point, and there's really not much else to cover in this part.
Everyone gets their own little intro before they hear the next competition. Waldor changes into a bunch of things because we can't go 5 minutes without a dick joke. And Waldor is probably the biggest example of at least this movie's laziness. The job was simple. Take a SpongeBob character and make it more adult. Pervert it a bit. You know, the character who frequently innocuously abuses and destroys people and property, seems to have a creepy crush on Squidward, is guilty of kidnapping and home invasion, doesn't give a shit about the law, and has done many other creepy things. It should not be rocket science to make him an adult character without relying on fucking dick jokes!
Oh boy, those bad episodes have tainted your mind, hasn't it? First off, you said it yourself.
The job was simple. Take a SpongeBob character and make it more adult. Pervert it a bit.
So why are you getting on the movie's case for doing something that a perverted character would likely do? Remember, there are two definitions of adult. An adult that grew up and acts like a member of society, or someone who is an adult age but still retains the immaturity and nature of a child. SpongeBob and this character clearly inspired by SpongeBob have usually been the latter.
You know what doesn't help your argument? Completely misinterpreting SpongeBob's initial character. Yes, he did stupid things after the movie, but the character Wooldor was based off the SpongeBob from the early seasons. After all, Season 1 of the original show came out in 2004. The episodes where SpongeBob became the thing you described came out around the time of Season 6, in 2008, a year after Season 3 of Drawn Together ended. So, unless they changed his character in the movie when compared to the show, then this analysis is Donald Trump levels of wrong. Yeah, I went there.
And finally, your anger in this review.
Oh, I get the satire they're trying to pull. The second we remove censorship rules, shows will immediately take advantage of those standards being removed and do nothing else with the material. Good God, how many times are you going to have this guy stutter? Also, you know the show SpongeBob? It does have a point. It's called being funny. Because no one wants to see any of the shit you've thrown in my fucking face.
This doesn't make a lot of sense in terms of the continuity of your series.
Wait, what?
A show has never given me this much eye strain before. I can barely keep my eyes open. How can this be not the time to release my inner anger?
Because this is one of the worst things that you've ever seen.
I don't get you.
Any man can get angry when fighting a foe or a dragon, but the man who can stay calm in the face of even the greatest adversary is the one who most often wins. Sometimes the stronger blow isn't the one that wins, but the one that sees the weak points in the heat of the heaviest, fastest battle.
Now compare that to here. He's getting angry, he's making rash mistakes, he's let it consume him. Mr. Enter has forgotten something he himself wrote. He wrote that scene, and now he's forgetting it. There is a time and place for the anger, and this is not the place, especially when you see his arguments later on.
So yeah, we'll be skipping a bit, since Enter makes a few more decent points.
It's like he's taking one step forward and then 2 steps back.
One fucking line! And this joke may have made sense. I don't know if it's just my sex repulsion, but this is putting me further into nausea. I don't know. Any of you people in the audience, is this doing anything for you?
Sex repulsion, really?
Also, gotta love that slip up in the audio.
Oh, I'll touch on that later, dude.
But yes, I get it. You're repulsed by Captain Hero's fetish, but your negativity at this point is too much. Yes, the movie is bad. Definitely bad. But it's moments like this that make me cringe because of how pissy you get over one character. Regardless of Captain Hero's fault as a character, there's no need to go insane with your anger.
Foxy finds the Drawn Together control room and realizes that everything is offline. She comes to the conclusion that their show has been cancelled. Alright, my suspension of disbelief is totally shattered. I cannot believe anything that's going on here. A SpongeBob character that knows the meaning of the word cancelled. In what universe? In what fucking universe? So, Foxy just begins swearing.
Now?
Not yet. Anyways, what was the point of that statement? You basically just said, a SpongeBob character knows the meaning of the word cancelled. What point does that have to the review? It's not a joke, you just said a thing. I wouldn't mind it so much if this review wasn't 40 goddamn minutes long. Seriously, Enter? That long? Yeah, it's a movie and not a show, but if you're gonna have padding like this, you could cut this shit out.
Skip?
Skip.
We got some flashbacks that involve a lot of nudity that I'm not showing you, where the cast realizes that they're not the child-friendly versions of the characters they appear to be as. One of those flashback sequences involved Molly with a lot of naked superheroes having sex. Is necrophilia like a really popular fetish? Is it something that allosexual people find funny? Is it something I'm not supposed to find disgusting and abhorrent? Because I find it disgusting and abhorrent.
Stop. What the hell is this crap? Okay, your subtitles have been distracting before, but this is ridiculous. It takes up almost the entire screen. And for what? Bringing up obvious information about the human body that most people likely know about already.
Also, gotta love how he's trying to apply real-world logic into a comedy as well as an animated show.
What?
Yup, he just did that.
2 hours later.
Well, that happened. Good thing that I minimized the damage.
How did you do that?
Raisins!
Whatever. I see our avatars got changed too.
Yep, let's just finish this.
Yeah, we need to get our show back. Otherwise,
I'll have to go back to my old gig exposing myself to children.
Oh my god, that joke actually worked. It's a referential joke that actually works, considering that SpongeBob himself has spent entire episodes naked. Although, that makes an earlier joke even worse.
How? Oh, right. This subtitle crap. What kind of crap is this? So because of a few bad jokes, it ruins the only good one? No. That's usually not how this works.
Let's say George Carlin went on stage, you know, if he wasn't dead, and told a bunch of really bad jokes. Then he makes a good one about, say, Tumblr. By your logic, that Tumblr joke is ruined because of the other bad jokes of the show. If a joke works, even if the other jokes told by this guy aren't good.
Skipping again, though this time it's because the points he brings up aren't worth responding to.
Clara runs at the guards and gets killed. As soon as the rest of them escape, they are all found by the robot. Meanwhile, the rest of the gang is looking for them. But they are all very tired. Look, audience, no animation. That is until the carriage conveniently finds them and most of the group is reunited.
Now.
This audio editing is atrocious. If it is not your slip-ups that you left in, it's shit like this that makes your review very unprofessional. Seriously, did you even look at this shit before posting?
But Dave, he needed the money, so I had to do it.
Matt married into money.
Who the hell would ever want to listen to this?
It used to be money.
I seriously hope that this is a joke and they're not flat out admitting that they made a lazy piece of shit just to get paid. Also, in the background, no animation. Like, none at all. For the longest period I've legitimately seen in any cartoon ever. Longer than any Family Guy episode, I swear.
No animation, huh? So I take it the flowing water and rising water level doesn't count then?
Hey Wave, remember your question a minute ago?
Yeah.
I think he just answered that for you. Anyways, want to cover the next few bits of the video?
No, that's it.
So, what happens now?
I don't frickin' know. Oh my god, that was one of the worst reviews I've seen from Mr. Enter in a long while.
Worse than the episode where he spent the majority of the time complaining about requests?
Yes, because at least it wasn't 40 minutes of boredom and padding.
True. Well, I gotta get out of here. I don't want to get involved with the angry mob. You know what happened last time.
Okay. Later, man. And thank you all for watching.